Hello, hello, hello. Blessings, everyone. Blessings. I pray your day is going well. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Hello, Robin. Hello there, Tashira. How you doing? Hey there, Aunt Terry. How you doing? Blessings to you all. Blessings. All right, I'm trying to stay in frame for one, trying to stay in frame because all this that you see this isn't the only platform. So there's another platform that's narrow like this. And so I can't be moving. And y'all know I like to move. So they might miss my whole body in a segment. So I have to be mindful. So if y'all see me looking off to the side, it's because I got to make sure I'm staying in between that little form. Anyway, look here, y'all. I pray that you had a wonderful day, that you had a marvelous, marvelous week. And look, we're off and running. We've had little things coming here and there, but look here, we are finishing Old Timothy series. All right. We are finishing the Old Timothy series, and I'm excited because the way that it's finishing, only God knows. Only God knows. All right. So we are finishing the Old Timothy series today. I pray that you all have been getting something out of this Old Timothy because of the reason that we started it in the first place. Now, look here. Let me get through these formalities and then we'll get into this story. So, look here. My name is Angela Hendricks. I'm the senior leader here at Remnant Mentality Ministries. This is where God is equipping the saints, empowering the saints, encouraging the saints, and equipping them all at the same time. And you don't want to miss anything, all right, that is going on here, all right? So you want to make sure that you have followed us, all right, on all social media platforms. If you are watching us right now on YouTube, if you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, all right, turn on your notifications, make sure that's on there. And then once you turn on your notification, then you will be in the loop. Hey there, Mother Chambers, how you doing? Then you'll be in the loop as to everything that's happening. Every time we go live, you'll be in the know. All right. We have so much going on. You don't want to miss it. Somebody's live every single day. All right. And you don't want to miss it. They'll tell you the time. They'll tell you the day, everything. All right. And then if you are watching us on X, or formerly known as Twitter, or if you're watching us from Facebook or Instagram right now, which is why I got to stay within these lines. All right. If you are watching us from one of those platforms, make sure that you follow the pages. All right. And then when you follow the pages, you have to turn on your notifications to make sure that you have all live notifications. All right. So if you love what it is that you are seeing from Remnant Mentality Ministries, you want to stay connected, right? You want to get in the know as to what it is that we're doing. Like I said, somebody goes live every single day. You don't want to miss that. They'll tell you what day, what time, all that good stuff that they're going to go live. And then I'm here on Sundays between 2:33-ish. I hit that go live button and I'm right here with you. But if you want to get connected to everything that we're doing, we have intercessory prayer on Monday nights. We have Bible study Tuesday night and Wednesday night, late night on Wednesday night. But it's Bible study 2 times a week and prayer, intercessory prayer 1 night a week. You come with your prayer request and we have intercessors that will pray. All right. And then all of us are together praying, all right, interceding, all right, and you don't want to miss that. So if you want to stay connected to everything that we're doing, and let me not forget, we have quarterly fast. And so with those quarterly fasts, you don't want to miss when we do the fast. So you want to get connected for that too. And then we have an end of the year fast that preps us for the upcoming year. We get our word before the year starts to align ourselves with what that year is going to bring. All right. And so here we are. If you want to be connected, you're going to have to text the word connect to 346-229-0322. That's the word connect to 346-229-0322. And when you do that, or it's up here, all right, for the other platforms, it's up there. Wherever it is, you want to make sure that you are getting connected. It's going to give you a series of prompts. Follow all of the prompts because it's going to give you a hyperlink. Hit the hyperlink, put your name, your email address in there. And then after that, it's going to send you another series of texts to ask you what it is that you want to be connected to. All right. It's there. If you want to just have access to everything, that's fine. Hit 5 and you'll get connected to everything that is out there. Okay. And so that's how you get connected. If without further ado, hey there, Miss Eugenia, how you doing? Blessings to you. And let's get us going now. All right, let's get going. Let us, if you haven't already, go ahead, all right, like the page on Facebook. That's how you follow. And then if you have not already, like the video. All right, like the video, and then let's share this with somebody. All right, because we're finishing. We are finishing. If you did not see what we're talking about, rather it's at the top or at the bottom in the description, but we're talking about finish your course. All right. We started this because I felt like God was letting me know that there's some key things that Paul thought that he needed to share with his predecessor. All right. With his successor, and that is Timothy. He's like, look here, Timothy, I need you to know some things. And so before he was executed, he decided he was going to write a series of letters. And Timothy wasn't the only letter that he wrote, but this to Timothy was one of the ones, the two that he wrote to Timothy was one of the ones that I felt most led to, simply because there are many of us who are in this faith. All right. We're in this faith. We're trying to figure things out. We're like, God, I believe that you called me, but at the same time, with you calling me, oh my goodness, it's something. And so we find ourselves in these positions. Hey there, how you doing? Blessings to you. So we find ourselves in these positions that we might not have as much faith as the one who pronounced it over our lives, who prophesied it. We might not have as much faith to endure as those that are around us seeing this thing unfold. We're over here fighting for our lives. All right. We're fighting for our lives. But Paul understood, because Paul did not he's not one that sat on the sidelines and saw everything that was happening and could just speak to it. No, Paul didn't just sit on the sidelines. He actually experienced it. Paul experienced everything. Do you hear me? He experienced the persecution. He experienced the doubters. He experienced torment and torture, physically, mentally, emotionally. And yet at the end of his life, he was still able to say he was finished. He's finished. And so this is where he can speak to his successor, Timothy. He can encourage Timothy, not from a place of guessing, but from a place of knowing that this thing is not easy. What you signed up for is not easy. What's been spoken over your life is not going to come easy. And so he's encouraging him through these letters. And so we've taken bits and pieces of these letters. If you have not seen the other 5 installments, please go find the other 5 installments, because you don't want to miss those things. Now, when we look at this last installment talks about finish your course. And so we are going to turn over to 2 Timothy chapter 4. 2 Timothy chapter 4. Turn on over there for me real quick. 2 Timothy chapter 4. And we're reading verses 1 through 8. And it reads, I charge you therefore before God and the Lord Jesus Christ, who shall judge the quick and the dead at his appearing and his kingdom. Now look here. He's not merely saying, hey, look, listen to me, Timothy. He's not. He's giving him a charge. He's giving him what is needed. He is stoking him for what is next, for what's getting ready to be said, and for what's getting ready to transpire, because he doesn't have much time left. And so he has to give him this charge. All right. He goes on to say in verse 2, he says, preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. He tells him first and foremost that you've got to preach the word. Preach the word. He tells him first and foremost, you've got to preach the word. in season, out of season. What does that mean? Because he's telling him something that is going to help him in the long run, because you've got to be able to preach this word when it's not convenient. You've got to preach this word when it is convenient. You've got to preach this word when the people want to listen and when they don't want to listen. You've got to preach this word when you don't feel like it and when you do feel like it. You have no choice. You cannot allow the season that you're in to dictate what God has called you to do. Period. You cannot allow the season that you're in to dictate how you produce simply because you're going through something. If I could tell you, over the last, probably 4 to 5 years, every single year, I've lost somebody close to me. But when I tell you, it is God that keeps me. Hey there, Miss Sharon, how are you doing? Blessings to you. So it's not like I sit here and I'm doing this because it's something that I have the strength to do in and of myself. I don't. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't have the strength to do it. I don't have the wherewithal to do it, but I trust God. So I show up as a willing and able vessel, and I sit and I study. I sit and I read. I sit and I pray. And God says, okay, since you're still on this ride, let me go on and use you one more time. And that's fine by me. God, whatever you want to do, use me again. That's fine. Because you got to be able to produce in season and out of season. You cannot let the season dictate how you present what it is that God has for you to do. You can't. You cannot. So the first thing we're looking at is that's what he's saying to him. Preach the word. People ain't got to like it, because guess what? He talks about that later on. They're going to have itching ears. So they're not going to want to hear sound doctrine. We're going to keep reading, but they're not going to want to hear sound doctrine. They're not going to want to hear it. They're going to want to hoop and holler and jump up out their seat. They're not going to want to hear sound doctrine that's going to keep you tied to the Father. They're not going to want to hear that. They're not going to want to hear what it takes to sacrifice. They're not going to want to hear what it takes to be a living sacrifice. They just want to know that my jumping and my sliding across the floor is worth something. It's worth nothing when you get before the King. It's worth nothing that you had a good shout and a good holler. It's worth nothing if your faith didn't line up with something. It's worth nothing. Did you complete the assignment? Let's keep moving. Verse 3 says, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears. See, that's what he's talking about. The fact that they're going to come and they want to hear what they want to hear. They don't want any correction. Come on here, Miss Sharon. Come on. They're not going to want to hear any of that you're talking about. I'm telling you by experience, Timothy, because here I am in prison. And sound doctrine has come out of my mouth since God touched me. This is Paul speaking. But yet, I'm telling you that you're going to come to the point where your season of life might tell you to just sit down. Don't say another word. Your season of life might tell you, look, it's not worth all this. You see this persecution, just stop now while you're ahead. See, your season is going to tell you a lot of things. But people, I'm telling you, people going to be with you one minute and gone the next. This is what he's saying. This is what he's telling him. You can't. You know what I'm saying? They're going to persecute you. They're going to come after you because they ain't going to want to hear you no more. Because what you saying don't tickle their fancy. It don't tickle their fancy. They want you to appeal to their lusts of their flesh. Meaning all I need you to do, Timothy, is just follow suit. I need you to just tell me what I want to hear. I don't need you to tell me that I'm not doing right. I don't need you to tell me that. I'm sorry, I could barely see what you said. Amen. Amen. Come on here. Mm-hmm. People are fickle. Come on here. They are. People are fickle. Y'all forgive me. I am trying to see. And my engineer, I don't know what I told y'all. Put in your applications. Put your applications in. My engineer, we are enduring. We're enduring. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. Verse 4. Verse 4 says, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned unto fables. All they want to hear is stories. All they want to hear is a good fable, a good moral example. That's all I need. I don't need you to break your Bible out. I don't need you to do none of that. I just need you to give me a good story to make me feel good on the inside. That's it. Something to make me smile. That's all I need. I don't need anything that's going to rub me the wrong way. I don't want anything that's going to cut me. I don't want something that's going to trim me. I don't want something. Come on here. I need the people who understand that, look, there's going to come a day when what you stand for, others aren't going to stand with you anymore. He's letting them know some really good stuff. They ain't gonna want to hear you. Verse 5 says, but watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of your ministry. Now let's just go back here real quick, because it says here, but watch thou in all things, endure afflictions. Endure in all things. He says, I need you to pay attention. Stay alert, stay alive type thing. I need you to pay attention. Don't just do this because you feel like I need to be doing something, but it says remain, all right? Remain alert, steady, and faithful, because you can't finish the course if every season controls the mission. Come on here, Mother Chat. That's what's happening. I could tell you anything. And because I said it with a crescendo in my voice, you're going to believe it. Because I said it and it tickled you in your belly just a little bit, and because the organ was tuned just right. Come on here. You're going to believe me. You're going to take it for whatever it is. You're going to take it because that's what it is. All right. Oh, my goodness. Stay sober. A long fight requires a steady spirit, because he's telling him this is going to be long, Timothy. I can't have you. This is going to be long. I can't have you up here giving up because you don't see what you need to see. He goes on and he says here, endure afflictions. And then he says, do the work of an evangelist. That portion right there that talks about do the work. Do the work. That is the next little portion right here. It says do the work. You ain't got to wait for things to be perfect. You don't have to wait for things to look the way that you need to look. You just have to know that because God has given you a purpose, because God has given you something to do, you need to do it, because calling is confirmed through obedience, not intention. Because we can sit here and it's like, well, I don't feel like I'm called, because a lot of I still struggle in that. But here I am for the world to see, teaching. You ain't always gonna feel the call. You're not always going to be accepting of the call, but it doesn't mean anything. You have to do what he's telling you. Do the work. It's been spoken over you. Do the work. You as a believer, rather not you hold a mic in your hand, rather or not you are called to a certain fivefold, rather or not you have any of those things going for you, you are called to do the work. Because everybody is called to do the work of an evangelist. Everybody. Because our mandate in this earth, besides to love, is to spread the good news that Jesus Christ lives. Are you doing the work? Or are you waiting till somebody gives you a mic? Are you waiting till I feel it? I got to feel it. What are you waiting for? Do the work. Now, it goes on in this same little old verse right here. It says for him to make full proof of your ministry. Make full proof of your ministry. So when he's saying make full proof of your ministry, he's telling him that you need to carry it out to completion. Carry it out to completion. Look here. He says it's not about being famous, but it's about you finishing. Come on. We all are. We're all called to do the work, Miss Sharon. We're all called to do the work. You know, and see, we like to measure our success by what people say. But I want you to know today that you have to measure your success by the obedience that you have to God. Mm-hmm. Measure it like that, because at the end of the day, or at the end of your life, when you stand before the King, guess what? You're not going to say, well, the people liked it. Well, the people said, well, you can say all that you want to, but did you do what I said? Because he said that there will be many that will say, have I not cast out demons in your name, devils in your name? And he's still going to say, away from me, you worker of iniquity. I knew you not. Now, that doesn't go for somebody that's in the world. You're not casting out demons in the world. There are people in the church that need help. And God says, I'm going to help you, and I will use this vessel just because it's there, not because they're lined up with me, but because they're there and the people need something. We can't measure it by. Come on here. Come on. That's it. We have to measure it by our obedience to God. We can't measure it by the people's applause. We can't measure it by the people themselves, because just like you said earlier, people are fickle. Baby, fickle is a good word. People are fickle. Now, let's keep it moving down this verse, down this verse 6. It says, for I am not ready to be offered. For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also who love his appearing. Let's go back up to verse 7 real quick, because I want to get into your understanding. He says, I fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. The one thing I need you to take from this is that he says, I've finished. I finished. He says, I've fought a good fight. I've finished the course, and I've kept the faith. Now, notice that he didn't say, I kept my family. I've kept friends. I've kept all my worldly possessions. He didn't even keep his freedom. Baby, I may not have kept my health, but I kept my faith. Oh my God. When it's all said and done, did you keep the faith? When it's all said and done, did you keep your faith? You can come into this world having riches and everything. You can come into this world with perfect health. You can come into this world with a million friends. You can come into this world with family that's thick as thieves. But when I tell you, when it's all said and done, it doesn't matter who's still standing next to you. It doesn't matter what you can still tangibly put your hands on. All that matters is that you kept your faith. I need you to understand. You are going to lose some things along the way. That's just how this goes. You're going to lose some things along this way. The way of loving the Lord, it's inevitable. You have to lose some things. Some things are going to be taken. Some things are going to be etched away from you. But what I'm telling you on today is that as long as you have kept your faith, as long as you have kept the faith, you're going to lose a lot of things in this life. Come on here. I need somebody who understands that you may not understand, Lord, why am I losing so many things, so many people? Do you still have your faith? Do you still have your faith? Which brings me to the story that I have for you today. Let's just go over here real quick, because if we go over here to Numbers, go to Numbers, y'all. Go over here to Numbers chapter 13. chapter 13, and we have the story of Caleb. All right. So Caleb is one of the 12 that was sent into the promised land to scout it out, to see how it is, right? Scout out the promised land. And so when he goes over there to scout out the promised land, what happens next is something that, we can't even fathom. But they come back, and all 12 of them come back, but only 2 of them have a different report. Everybody else's report is saying, don't go, don't do it, do not pass go and collect $200. Them people is big, we little. But Caleb, in the midst of all that they're saying, it says, and you can read this for yourself. I put it up there. It's 13, 26 through 33, but I'm focused on verse 30. It says, and Caleb stilled the people before Moses and said, let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it. All of them are naysaying, but Caleb said, I got you. Look here. God has us. We can go up and get it. Come on, let's go. And then let's go on and take it over here to chapter 14, because again, Caleb and Joshua are talking. All right. Caleb and Joshua are talking. Numbers 14. If you go over to Numbers 14, you do, Mother Chambers, come on here. Numbers 14, 6 through 9. Over in this particular one, again, Caleb and Joshua are speaking up. I'm concentrating on verse 9, and it says, only rebel not ye against the Lord, neither fear you the people of the land, for they are bread for us. Their defense is departed from them. The Lord is with us. Fear them not. Again, he's letting them know that we can do this because we have God with us. 12 of them, 2 of them have a difference of opinion. But even though everybody was like, yeah, we can't do it, Caleb continued to speak up. He continued to let them know what it is. Until, let's go over here now in Numbers. In Numbers 14 and 24, if we drop down, it says, but my servant Caleb, because when it's all said and done, God is upset with them. But when it's all said and done, he says, oh, don't go. Don't worry about it. Don't go. He says, but my servant Caleb, because he had another spirit with him and has followed me fully, him will I bring into the land whereunto he went, and his seed shall possess it. Now, see, he's given his promise. Caleb is given his promise right there because he stood in the face of adversity. Everybody's saying, no, we can't do it. We can't do it. He says, oh, yes, we can. Because what? He followed God fully. It says right here, because he had another spirit with him, he has followed me fully. He's followed me fully. Now, if we look at this, we see Paul and all his wisdom and all his getting and all that good stuff. Paul says he's finished, right? He says he's finished. Then Caleb, it says that he followed wholly. All right. He followed fully. And then Timothy, all he's asking Timothy to do is fulfill ministry. Now, when we are looking at this, we're not always comprehending everything. But when we see that God is moving and we see Paul says, I finished. Caleb, it says that he has followed me fully. We can't negate these things. We cannot negate these things. So now let's look up. Come on here. Follow God fully. We could just cancel the rest of this whole broadcast. That's the word. Follow God fully. If you don't get nothing else today, follow God fully. Now, let's go on over here to the next one, to the next Deuteronomy. Go over to Deuteronomy number 1 and 36. It says here, 1 and 36, save Caleb, the son of Jephunneh. He shall see it, and to him will I give the land that he has trodden upon, and to his children, because he has wholly followed the Lord. Again, he has wholly followed the Lord. We have to follow God fully. Because he has done this, he has a reward. Now, everybody else at this particular time, everybody else God has spoken and said, hey, look, y'all won't see the land. But Caleb, he gonna see the land. Caleb is going to see the land. Joshua as well. But Caleb is going to see the land because he wholly followed me. Caleb is going to see the land, and he's going to possess the land that his feet tread on. This is the promise that was given to him. He had to hold on to that promise for 40 years. He's had 45 years, actually, 45 years he held on to that. So here he is, 40 years old, being told that there is a land that you are going to possess, you and your family. You and your offspring are going to have this land. And so he has his understanding of what it is that God has for him next. As he has that understanding as to what God has for him next, guess what? Guess what happens? God says, okay, I got you. For 45 years, he's had to watch everybody he grew up with die. Everybody had to go. He's watched everybody die. He's had to wander around in the wilderness for something he didn't even do. But because of the doubt and unbelief of other people, he's had to wander around for 40 years. Then he's gone through war after war. Baby, he has gone through the gauntlet. For 45 years, he's gone through the gauntlet, seen a whole lot. Caleb has gone through it. Now let's turn over here to Joshua real quick. Because when we turn over to Joshua chapter 14, verses, you got it. Okay, verses 6 through 12. Now, as we are looking through this, verses 6 through 12, it says, then the children of Judah came unto Joshua and Gilgal, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, said unto him, you know the thing that the Lord said unto Moses, the man of God, concerning me and you in Kadesh Barnea. 40 years old was I when Moses, the servant of the Lord, sent me to Kadesh Barnea to espy out the land. And I brought him word again as it was in mine heart. Nevertheless, my brethren that went up with me made the heart of the people melt, but I wholly followed the Lord my God. And Moses swore on that day, saying, surely the land whereon your feet have trodden shall be your inheritance and your children's forever, because you have wholly followed the Lord my God. And now behold, the Lord has kept me alive, as he said, these 45 years, even since the Lord spoke this word unto Moses, while the children of Israel wandered in the wilderness. And now, lo, I am this day 85 years old. That means he's 85 years old. As yet, I am as strong this day as I was in the day that Moses sent me. As my strength was then, even so is my strength now for war, both to go out and to come in. Now, therefore, give me this mountain whereof the Lord spoke in that day. For you heard in that day how the Anakims were there, and the cities were great and fenced. If so be the Lord will be with me, then I shall be able to drive them out as the Lord said. Let me tell y'all something. Caleb reminded me what popped up in my mind when I was reading this, and I heard it in my spirit. Y'all remember, and some of you won't remember because y'all ain't as old as I am, but I remember when we were younger, they had this thing at all the little department stores called layaway. Y'all remember that? Layaway. So in the layaway process, you would gather up everything that you wanted, because usually the layaway process was really big during the Christmas time, right? You would go the Black Friday after The Friday after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, you go and you get all this stuff, and then you go to the back of the store, stand in a long line, and you get everything. You put it in the layaway, you pay down on it, and then you got to keep coming back and paying something down and paying something down. You keep your receipt, and you know they give you a new receipt every time. You keep that receipt. Now look here. There's some of us that have a promise. There's some of us that God has said, I need you to do X, Y, and Z, and you ain't seen it yet. There's some of us that have some stuff burning on the inside of us that we have not done just yet. There's a reason and there's a purpose, but I need you to hold on to your receipt, because whoever has the receipt and the money, whoever had the receipt and the money at the end of the layaway, you come, you present the receipt, and then you pay the end of the layaway, and they give you all of the stuff, but you had to hold on to the receipt. Caleb held on to the receipt of the promise of the Lord. For 45 years, he held on to the receipt. I need you to continue to hold on to your receipt. Do you hear me? Hold on to your receipt, because when it's time to cash out, when it's time to get what's yours, he had an automated list of everything that the Lord had said. He didn't forget it. See, you have an automated list of everything that you purchased that's on that layaway plan. Everything is on there. So when you go to pick it up, you can go line by line what they're giving you. Oh, this ain't here. Where's this at? You can go line by line. This is missing, or this isn't here. Oh, this ain't mine. You can go line by line. He went line by line, precept upon precept. He said, do you remember when Moses, the servant of the Lord, spoke that thing over me, saying, because of your report, because you followed the Lord wholly, he said that you can have the land that your feet have trodden. Not only will you have the land that your feet have trodden, but your children and your children's children will have the land that your feet have trodden. And because you followed the Lord wholly. Come on here. That's it, Miss Sharon. You got to hold on to your receipt, baby. You got to hold on to your receipt. See, your receipt got everything on it. And see, the promises of the Lord are yea and amen. And so if we're not careful, we will find ourselves not remembering what the Lord said. But you got to write the vision, make it clear, so somebody else can pick it up and run with it if need be. But baby, you ain't going to have to run with mine. I'm going to finish the race. I'm going to finish the race. I'm going to be like Paul. I'm finished, baby. I'm going to be like Caleb when he said, give me my mountain. I'm not done yet. And then it goes on. If you keep on going in Joshua 15 and Judges 1 and 20, go on and put that up. You can read where it says that he did it. He did it. He went and he took him and his sons, and he went over there with his little army, and he drove out the people. He drove them out. He did it. At 85, he still had the strength of the 40-year-old who first laid eyes on the promised land. When you can keep your receipt, God will give you strength to accomplish that which he's called you to, but you got to keep your receipt. He didn't remember. He did not forget not one single thing that was spoken over him. Not one thing. Because that's his promise. I'm 85 now. But by the grace of the Lord, I still feel like I'm 40. Come on here. Who's that for? Because some of you ain't seen it yet, and you're still looking for it. Baby, he says, I got you. But I need you to hold on to the receipt. Rehearse the receipt. Every now and again, I'm sure he used to pull it out, and he would just look at it. God, you said. I've been wandering around in the wilderness now for 20 years. But Lord, you said, oh God, I've been sitting here sick in my body. But Lord, you said, I've been sitting here, oh God, hallelujah, Jesus. I've been doing everything you told me. But God, you said, see, sometimes you got to pull out the receipt, dust it off, go over it, rehearse it in your mind again. Read that thing off again. Because God is going to give you what's needed to possess what it is he said that you were going to have. That's why at 85, they had to bring it up again in Judges. At 85, Caleb. At 85, Caleb. drove out. Come on here. He pushed them out of their own land because it was his. He had the strength of a 40-year-old. He said, I ain't lost no strength. You might have lost some sleep, but I ain't lost no strength. You may have lost some family members and some friends, but I ain't lost no strength. You may have lost some things in your health, but I ain't lost no strength. You are going to lose some things along the journey, but you will not lose your strength as long as you keep your faith. Come on here. Who understands what it is that I'm talking about today? You've got to be able to keep your strength. I'm done. Keep your strength. I'm done. I'm done. Keep your strength. Paul says, he's endured to the end. I've kept the faith. A lot of things have left. But the one thing I'll say, I've kept my faith. Come on. I've lost a lot of people along the way, but I've kept the faith. I've lost a lot of my understanding of who I thought I was along the way, but I've kept the faith. I've lost some things. I don't see them no more, but I've kept the faith as to who God says I am. I've kept the faith as to where God says I'm going. There's some places I ain't seen yet, but because God promised it, I'm holding on to my receipt. I got to keep rehearsing what I wrote. I got to keep rehearsing what I heard in my spirit. I got to keep rehearsing the word that was spoken over me. I've got to keep rehearsing it. Because when it's time to cash it in, did I keep my strength, which is my faith? Because in my weakness, his strength is made perfect. That's it. Come on here. Woo! Come on here. Sharon, in spite. Come on. Miss Sharon, in spite of. The only reason that Paul can say that he finished. The only reason, my God, my God, my God. The only reason Paul could tell Timothy, I'm finished, is because there was one that came before him that says, it is finished. The only reason that I can sit here today and say, I have not given up on what God has said, what he's spoken over my life, is because Jesus already said, it is finished. And when he said it is finished on the cross, he didn't say it was finished and stopped in the Garden of Gethsemane. He didn't say it was finished when he was beaten and bruised and poked and prodded. He didn't say it was finished then and just stopped right there. He didn't say it was finished when he was stretched out and hung high. He didn't say it was just finished there, but he waited. He waited until all the sin and iniquities had come up upon him. He mustered up the breath and he called out in the darkness of night in the middle of the day and said, it is finished. Oh, it's finished. So Angela can run. It's finished. So Miss Sharon can run. It's finished. So Mother Chambers can run. It's finished. Come on here. Robin, so you can run. It's finished. Jesus didn't give up. In spite of everything that was happening, he didn't stop in the midst of it. He held on to his receipt. He completed what the Father had sent for him to do. It's over. It's finished. And now that I've finished, I'm handing off the baton to the next one that'll run. And we're going to continue to hand it off because whoever had the receipt was able to cash in. Come on here. So Big Mike, come on here. So Big Mike can finish. Come on here. That's it. Jesus said it's finished simply because he knew there were people coming behind him. Come on, that's it. So you can run. We don't look back. We're in the midst of a race. We don't look back. It is well. It is well. I pray that you got something out of this. I pray something was said, that you heard something. I ain't the hooping and hollering, but I tell you that when the word is coming from God, you're going to have to release that word however it comes. But what I will tell you is that if you don't get anything else, no, you got to finish your course. That's the end of the series of Old Timothy. We'll pick up next week with something else. I'm sure God has something else for us to do, something else for us to pick. He has something else. But I pray that you all got something out of this. If you have not already, go ahead and make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure you get and you turn on that notification bell on YouTube. Make sure that, come on here, there is no looking back, Miss Sharon. There is no looking back. Who do that? We don't do that. It's not even in our vocabulary. It's not in our wheelhouse to do. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, follow, turn on your notifications. All right. Share this with at least one other person. That's how you can sow. You can sow just like that. All right. And we're coming into that season where we want to help people for Thanksgiving. We want to do something big this year like we would normally do. And we need you to sow monetarily as well, prayers, as well as your shares. Okay, because we want to get this word out. We want to change up the algorithm. We want to see stuff like this more. And the way you see more stuff like this is to comment and to like. All right. And to share. Hit that share button. Don't hit the share button and then copy and paste that link. Hit the share button, share it. Hit the share button, share it. Hit the share button and share it. All right. The more you share, the more it's going to be looked at, the more it's going to pick up on the algorithm that people want to see this. All right. So look, until next time, y'all, I told you we're live every single day. You don't want to miss anything that the Lord is doing. So look, make sure you're locked in with us. Make sure you got everything on to every time we go live, you'll see it. All right. Somebody's going to tell you what day they go on. They're going to tell you what time they come on. And look here, me, I'm here every Sunday between 2:30 and 3. I hit that go live button and I'm right here with you. All right. My name is Angela Hendricks. And until